my wood that's been sitting out for a while. It's been a few days since I did a video because, oh, there you go. Yeah, it's been a while. Found my tripod. It was in a very obvious spot. Okay, the day after my previous video, I didn't feel like recording anyway. And I was like, oh, I'll record the next day. Well, it rained the next day, which was good because we didn't have rain for 2 weeks. So I was able to get my rain barrel full. Trying to do this, there we go. Rain barrel. It's a little on the full side, but hey, oh hey, I'm in the shade now. So I finally got rain, so rain barrel's full, that's good. With gardening, there's nothing really to update on besides maybe more plants being added, any other little projects, but nothing's happening. But I cut the wood because those would be future garden beds. And as a note, that this what I'm cutting for the garden beds is pressure treated, and they recommend you not to use pressure treated wood, and I know that, but I'm trying to save cost by repurposing this wood, and I'm actually putting a lining. Yeah, I'm putting a lining on it so that it will help at least with the leaching to get into the garden. Some of the garden beds I actually brought from my parents. They are pressure treated. I never lined them because I think that was before I knew about the leaching thing with the, because well, I knew that the older wood from before 2008 was the issue, but since 2008 it's not as big of an issue. So I knew that, so I still did the wood. It wasn't until later, after I've already, like 5 years later, after building those garden beds, that's like, oh hey, it's still not good to use pressure treated. But it's like, it's already been 5 years, they're old, they're almost falling apart. Some of the boards look great on one side, but the other side they're just like kind of deteriorating. So it's like, okay, they should be fine, they've been used for years, should be fine. But those would be more for my personal gardens, where the ones that I'm still using, but I'm going to line them with plastic sheeting. Those ones I'm going to save for like farmers market, so they're at least protected. I still want to do farmers market and just saving me cost, repurposing this pressure treated and just line the bed so it's protected. It shouldn't cause any leaching, or very, very, very minimal. I give a garden update, but nothing. Like, everything is still the same besides me cutting the wood now for future garden beds, which I got enough wood to make one each end, but I still need the lengths, which I have wood to do that. I got to measure and cut it to determine, like, okay, how big of a garden bed do I want, like how long, and finding the placement for it. So I actually did a lot of calculations. Let me flip this. There we go. But yeah, so I did some calculations, whatnot, of the size of my back garden. I'm not counting the front garden, not front yard, but the side garden. Like, this is the driveway, this is the gate coming in, and I just measured out the lengths because I want to properly map this out so I know where my current garden beds are and what size of garden beds I could fit in all around here. And I know here it's more shaded during the day, but by the afternoon it gets sun. So like maybe plants that like cooler weather, they'll stay down here. Warmer weather is up here. But yeah, so I got this, and I'm gonna properly map this out in, like, I don't know, maybe grid paper. But yeah, I guess I can give a garden update. My corn hasn't come up yet. So far I just see weeds, like little tiny little weeds, but no corn yet. I should probably water the garden. We did get rain yesterday as well, but not as much as the day before. So things should be fine. So yeah, I'm just, yeah, like this is really bloomed out. It's a salvia. Oh, look at the first bumble. Oh. This is exactly what I love to see, is insects coming along to pollinate. I'm in the shadow. I'm still trying to figure this all out. Oh, this is my blue false indigo. It's getting close to flowering. I'm excited for that. My lissums are doing good, nice and white, full. The nasturtiums are still tiny, but it might be not quite warm, still quite not warm enough for them. So they're staying small. My mint is getting nice and full. I might trim this and just keep this cluster. I'll wait a little bit longer for that. My blueberries, I gave them fertilizer before the rain hit. I don't see any flowers yet, but it might be still too soon. This is all fresh growth. Looks like it's getting a little crispy. Hopefully it's not too warm over here. My Liero is getting full, like all these tiny flowers. It's getting nice. My, what are they called? Rosy Sharons. The Rosy Sharons are getting nice and full. I'm hoping that they flower not this year, maybe next year, because when I do the farmer's market, I'm going to be selling these guys individually. I'm hoping that they flower because then that will entice people. And now my lettuce. It's looking really good. My heads of lettuce. They're a little bit bigger than before because all that rain. Like, look how nice that one is. Like, and my hand size to it. Yeah. And it's the butter crunch head lettuce. And then that one is still sad. So, woo, tripping over stuff. This one's still small. I don't think it's gonna make it. Yeah, like, it's so tiny. It's supposed to be head lettuce as well. So I might end up pulling that and see if I can move this one over to leave a gap, because I got this nasturtium and it will fill this out. My loose leaf, still small, but is slowly getting bigger. I kicked these guys over. So, yeah, this is clover. No. Oh, I hope they're all okay. Plants are pretty resilient, so I'm not too concerned, but I'm concerned at the same time. Because this is wild bergamot, and I never got to seed last year, but this year I managed to get to seed, and that's good. This is my wallflower. This is my blanket flower, which, same thing last year. I wasn't able to get to seed last year, but this year I did. This is hollyhock, delphinium, which I grew delphinium 2 years ago at my parents'. And it's getting really big. It hasn't flowered yet at my parents'. So I'm hoping it flowers. Like, well, this one it'll probably take a couple years before it flowers. And then this one is my lunaria. Just one plant. Wait, that's bachelor's button. Oh no, this one's lunaria. Beside it was bachelor's button, and then it never came up. Yeah, let's see over here. And yeah, that one. What's it called? Mulberry. It's doing good. My tomatoes are they're looking better, but they're still not great. My peppers, my single pepper plant, it's looking good. And I put out a lissome here. I put a borage over there. My zucchini's still doing good. I still want to get another one, and I'm going to put it right over here. But yeah, nothing's really much. I still got a few tomato plants, so that's why I'm building another garden bed. See if I can get it done by this weekend, and then those tomatoes can be put into it. And before I go too far, let's step over the tomatoes. Yeah, I got my lavender in here. It looks like it's doing good. Last year I had grew lavender. It was doing well, and then at some point it just died. And I had like 4 plants. This one looks a lot fuller than last year's, so I must have did something different. That's my rosemary. I actually had it indoors I actually started from seed last year. Yeah, I started this rosemary from seed last year, and rosemary does not do good in our my zone, which is a 5B zone. Doesn't do well in 5B. It does well, but it's more likely to die off, and I didn't want it to die off, so I kept it indoors, and it grew really well indoors, and now it's nice weather, so let it chance to grow a little bit bigger. I'll probably end up putting it to a bigger pot at that point. And then these are more Rose of Sharons. they were just smaller, so have them in the smaller pots. Yeah, nothing. Tripping over things. Yeah, nothing really big's happened. Just I planted 2 flowers. Ooh. Yeah, planted 2 flowers. I just cut some wood. It's been raining the past couple days, so I haven't had a chance to record, but also just with recording, especially with gardening, nothing really much happens for gardening besides big projects went on. But I'm just starting out, not starting out gardening. I've been gardening since it was before COVID, 2015, so about 10 years now. Yeah, because I did a little bit during high school, which I finished high school in 2012. No, finished high school in 2013. My grade 12 year was in 2012 is when I started. But I was doing a little bit of gardening late high school. So it's a little bit over 10 years since I've been gardening. But like back then, I only did like a few plants here and there, like 1 or 2 plants. Tried to start from seed, but like I was still very novice. I wasn't sure like how to do it because my grandmother, she did a lot of gardening, so me trying to do it on my own, it was a little difficult. And starting things from seeds, only getting a couple plants to grow, and the fact is, being younger, like attention span isn't the greatest, so sometimes I'll forget. Even some of my indoor plants, I still have 1 indoor plant that I got when I was in high school. I barely watered it back then, and it stayed rather small, and it stretched. It didn't stay small, it stretched for the window for the light. And then it's like, okay, I'm gonna put on a regular schedule. So now it looks a lot healthier because I actually put on a regular watering schedule. Oh, that wing's nice. And it looks a lot better, but I'm glad that plant didn't die off from younger's me negligence. But nothing really going on besides that. I'm hoping that before first week of July, all this wood, this is the leftover wood from the previous owners that I'm dismantling to get the extra wood from, and there's some more over there, a big pile. But I'm hoping to get through all of this before July, just for the fact that I can have all the scrap wood to my aunt's, so it can be burned in her burn pile. Which I know it's not good to burn pressure treated, but my cousin's like, sure, burn it. He's more than willing. He's like, I don't care, kind of thing. I was like, okay. But it's like, I don't know, any way to get rid of it without having to pay the dump to get rid of it. And there's, I think the poplars are going to seed. Yeah, there's fuzzies flying everywhere. Pollen season. Yeah, nothing much. I still got things to plant, but I gotta water. What time is it? Yeah, okay, I'll get the watering, and I need to get my my breakfast this morning. And I'm not going in early to work, but I do want to get things going. But yeah, water the plants. And I don't know when the next video will be, because it's going to be rather sporadic now, because, well, me working and just nothing really happens in the garden. Nothing exciting. I did spray to keep the raccoons and cats out. So far, everything's good. Knock on wood. Yeah, so don't know how to end these, so bye.